mankind being in a state of loss. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. All of mankind being in a state of loss. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, except those who believe, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, and do righteous deeds. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Sorry. That except for those who encourage each other to stick to the truth, to be righteous, and those who encourage each other to be patient. Patience being a key. And there are many other verses, wherein Allah commands us to be patient, and that He would reward those who are truly patient with paradise. This is the ultimate reward for patience in this life. So it is very important for us to ensure that we enter into the fast correctly, so that we can learn the lessons of patience and the lessons of strengthening our willpower, our ability to take a hold of our desires, put them in check, and not submit to them. The fourth lesson is the escape from what we call showing off, or Riyadh. In Arabic it is al-ibti'ad an al-Riyadh. That is, it's like escaping from showing off, doing acts that we may be seen by others. This principle of doing acts to be seen by others is a very, very dangerous principle. It is the principle which destroys all of the good that we do. If we are not careful, we might be doing a lot of things which are classically, referred to as being righteous deeds. But if we have this quality of doing things to be seen by others, then these deeds that we do lose their value totally. And this is why the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has said that the thing which I fear most for you is this Riyah. And he described it as being like a black ant crawling on a black stone in the middle of a moonless night. It means this is something that you can hardly perceive, which comes upon you. Something which we all have to be conscious of. Every last one of us who seeks righteousness, we have to be conscious that we do not destroy our deeds by not doing it purely for the sake of Allah, but doing it for the admiration of others. And the fast, the true fast, is training in this kind of action. Doing righteous deeds purely for the sake of Allah. Because the true fast cannot be done to show off to others. Because the fasting is something which is internal. It is something which is not seen externally. In the full sense, it's something not seen externally. Like prayer is something it's an external action. Giving of zakat, these are all externals. Whereas fasting is something which is, in the full sense, internal. And this is why Allah, in a hadith known as Hadith Qudsi, wherein Allah has said something directly to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and He's related it to us, which is not in the Quran. He said, "As-siyamu li wa ana ajzi bih." That fasting is only for me, and I am the one who will reward it. So, this means that the true fast The realities of the fast are internal. It means that what we spoke about earlier of giving up evil speech, evil thoughts, etc. during Ramadan are critical. This is the aspect which no person will know about externally. That we have controlled ourselves for the sake of Allah. We have to concentrate on this to take benefits from this aspect of the lessons of Ramadan. The fifth lesson is that of moral training, moral character training. That in this month we try to do more good and we try to avoid more evil. We try to give up using bad words, cursing, etc. We're also told by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that if somebody wants to fight with us, get into an argument, etc., and they start to curse us, etc., our response to them is to say, Inni sa'imun. I'm fasting. That is our word. That's our response to them. Don't get into it with them. We just say, I'm fasting. Avoid. This is what we should be applying throughout this month. And if in fact we come out of this month and there has been no change in our moral character, in the way that we communicate with others, the way that we treat others, if there has not been any improvement in the course of this month, then we have not really fasted. So I said this month is a concentrated series of lessons. Not that we only do them during this month and then outside of this month we don't do them. No. But that we make a concerted effort, an additional effort in this month, so that when we come out of this month we have improved our status, our overall Islamic status. There is an improvement between after and before. There is a difference before and after, before the month and after the month. The sixth lesson, and perhaps according to the Imam it is, in his view, the greatest lesson of Ramadan. And that is that the believers feel or realize that change is possible. You see, in this life, when we look around and we see the status of Muslims today, corruption throughout the land, people are involved in all kinds of innovations, and they have become so far away from Islam, it's very easy for us to say there is no hope. Very easy. There seems to be no hope for Muslims. Their situation is just getting worse and worse and worse. And we know that the only way that it is possible for that situation to change is if the Muslims change. And when we look around, we say, how can they change? People who have been living all their lives involved in these aspects of shirk and bid'ah, innovation, and corruption, etc. How can these people change? There is no way for these people to change. What Ramadan tells us, if we look into Ramadan carefully, is that it is possible for this change to take place. How? When we look